Alright, so let me show you this issue I'm having with my toilet. So I have the top of the bowl cover off, and watch what happens when I flush the toilet. See that? Most of the time that chain is catching on there, and it's not supposed to do that. And I also shut the water off here, so if you want to do that, you just come around to the side of your toilet. If you have these newer style shutoffs, you just pull that little white part towards you. So to shut the water off here, you would just pull right here. And to turn the water back on, you push it on. Most of y'all might have some of the older style ones where you have to twist the knob, or you might have one of the ones where it's just a quarter turn. But we're gonna do that today just so we can work on this. Because like I said, every time when I try and flush the toilet, it just continuously runs because the flapper stays up, because it's caught by that chain when it goes down. Now, of course, when it's on video, the chain behaves, but I'm gonna need to adjust that chain so it stops catching on the flapper, keeping it up, because the flapper here, seating and sealing around here, that's what stops your toilet from just keeping on filling and filling and filling. So if your toilet just is running continuously and the flapper's good or new, that's another thing to check, is make sure your chain is, pulling up when it's supposed to, and then letting it down when the water starts to come in again. If you want to see my video that I did up here before, check the top right corner of the video. It goes through kind of the mechanics and the specifics about how a toilet works. Other than that, let's get fixing this. So as you can see here, I got the water off, so the water's staying low. And this is unnecessary. Look at all this extra chain. No wonder it's catching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the chain here from the handle. So just pull the little bar out like that. And now it's disattached from our lever here. The other thing too is I'm going to move this overflow tube out of the way. That just slides onto that. And now we can just start shortening this, because the height I like. And you can always buy a new chain in case you want to adjust the height, or if you're having issues with it closing too soon or too late. So I'm just going to cut off all of this excess right here, this chain at my top two fingers, because where it's at now is perfect. I just want to get rid of all this extra chain that's getting caught up on. And I definitely could just snip that while it's down there, but just to make it nice for editing purposes and so you can see clearly what I'm doing, I'm just going to remove the flapper completely off here. So as you can see, you just got to pull that little silicone part off, and just like that, our flapper is disconnected. So now I can fix that chain. Alright, so you only need to do this step if you're replacing the flapper. Obviously this is gross, so we're gonna maybe clean that up a little bit. But as you can see, this is already getting all tangled up. And it's best to reference this while it's connected to the handle in the toilet and the flapper is on, just so you can make sure that the length is right. I know that mine's right. It just, whoever left this decided that it wouldn't be an issue, and my toilet's been overrunning excessively, so we're just going to cut this mess off. Okay, so to do that, we're just going to use some side cutters. Hopefully those will be good enough just to snip off the excess chain here. Alright, so as you can see here, the chain comes from the flapper and connects right here. This is where we want it to be. And then we have all this excess chain over here that needs to be cut, so I'm going to do that. Safety squints engaged. Yeah, you might want to wear some safety glasses. going to keep a little bit on there because obviously this is the culprit, all this excess chain. So I'm just going to cut it like right here.
Okay, so we need to adjust it.
Now that already is so much better. Look at that. That's already much cleaner. I'm going to cut off maybe right here just to clean this up even further, because again, the more chain that's in there getting caught on itself just keeps the toilet running for no good reason. Still nice and attached there. That looks like it's not going to give us any issues. Let's go get that back on. And I will give you one also piece of advice here. Let's say that your chain's fine, but your toilet's still running, and it looks like the flapper is going down. What you want to do is, you might need to replace this, because obviously over time this rubber does get hard because it's sitting in water, and therefore the seal is terrible. You can see this one's still pretty mendable, so this one's good. But another thing you can do is, you can clean the surface under here, because obviously with particulates like that, that'll affect its ability to seal. So if you do take it out, just clean this up a little bit. And yeah, now that we fixed that chain length, or I guess we just cut off all that excess, didn't really change the length, should be good to go. Let's install it. All right, so let's put this flapper back in. Get those little rubber legs around here, the overflow. Okay, like that, should be on all the way. And then lastly, we just loop the hook end through here. And now we'll turn on the water and test this puppy out. Looks like somebody tried to adjust this before, because there's some crusties from the chain. So maybe somebody tried doing it before. Anyway, that's good to go. So what we'll do now is turn on the water, do a couple test flushes here. As long as it stops running, we're good to go. And because we did take out that fill tube, I'm going to put that back in. So just slides on just like that. And that's where the water goes from your supply whoosh, down there to fill up the tank. All right, fill up the bowl. All right, let's give it a test. So now what we'll do, come around to our supply line. In my case, I just push it in. And we'll let this fill up here, watching for it, making sure that it does, first of all, seal. All right, moment of truth. Can we flush this now and the chain not get caught on itself? There you go. That's what we want to see. So as you can see, when we would flush and that flapper would raise, that excess chain will get caught underneath the flapper and all tangle within itself. So the flapper would stay up and the toilet would keep filling and filling and filling and filling. So just a helpful tip in case your toilet is running constantly, check to make sure first that this seal on the flapper is good. Usually you can just replace that. Sometimes it's just as weird and as simple as the chain being all caught up and underneath the flapper so that it doesn't shut. Regardless, hope the video was helpful. Any questions or comments, please share them with us. Hope the video taught you something new. If it did, give me a like and subscribe. Really do appreciate it. And check out my other videos and hope they can help you some more. Appreciate you watching. Catch you in the next one.